Aubrey, there's this tweet going around of yours from 2013 where you declare your love for Kristen Stewart. Did you manifest the movie to happen, cast a spell? What's going on?
Oh my God, why did I say this? I saw her in some, what was
leaning
it?
into this answer.
Was it 2000?
It's March of
2013.
Yes, it was March of 2013.
Can you even go back that far in your tweets?
Honestly, I don't want to talk about
works.
old tweets. I'm scared of all the old tweets that look, there was a time in my life that it would get late, you know, I'd turn the all caps on and I'd just go for it. And I don't know what state of mind I was in when I wrote that, but I'm sure that I feel like I must have seen her in some movie and been obsessed with her. I'm not ashamed to say I've always had a thing for her.
Yes.
And now it's on screen forever.
Yes. Dan, congrats on Sexiest Person of the Year, or is it Sexiest Man Alive in People, or?
I think it's
Sexiest Man Alive in Quarantine.
In quarantine.
Congrats on that.
But I'll run with it.
In quarantine. But you were so funny in this movie. Were there like any lines of yours that were improv, or was it all just written and you just like nailed them perfectly?
Oh, thank you so much. There was some improving like coming into scenes, and then I sort of like in a few little places like would go up to Clea and just ask if I could tweak a word or two that felt sort of funny or whatever, or workshopped a little line or two, just to kind of give him my pepper a little bit of myself in there. But yeah, it was really fun. Listen, it was all, for the most part, it was all already there, and it's really great to be able to walk into a part that is like inherently quite funny, and you don't have to do anything other than sort of show up and hopefully do a good job executing the dialogue. But yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, the script is hilarious all the way through. So both of your characters have really poignant moments in the film. Aubrey, you have this moment with Kristen where you talk about kind of getting outed by Mackenzie's character in high school, and Dan, you have a moment with Kristen outside of just after the blow up scene, and you talk about like different coming outs and your own characters coming out. I wonder if both of y'all could talk really a bit about those moments as LGBTQ people and what that meant to you. Aubrey, if you want to go first.
Yeah, I love that scene. I was nervous about that little monologue, but I think it's just a great kind of representation of someone who went through a story like that, which I think so many people can relate to. And I think it's really great to like have that on screen and have that be part of Riley's character, because in my mind she's someone that has like overcome a lot of shit, and she's someone to kind of aspire to be like. And I was very excited about playing someone that that was able to like articulate that struggle, and also to kind of portray a lesbian who's not not ashamed of who she is, and kind of carried that in the film. Like I was just hoping that I would do it justice, I guess. But
you did.
And yeah, I mean, I think when I read that, it's a wonderful thing to be able to do really funny stuff in a movie, and then also be able to ground your character in something really meaningful. And I think when I read that, John's kind of speech to her at the end of the movie, it felt just really real and it felt authentic. And I think that's because someone who lived it wrote it. And I think that's a testament to that, the importance of that. And I think it's a wonderful kind of message to people, because there's no right way of coming out, and there's no right way of handling your own sexual experience. So to have that in a film, a studio film, is a really kind of meaningful thing, and And I just like the fact that John got to be kind of funny, and then also when it mattered, come through with some real sort of words of wisdom that were quite substantial.
Mm-hmm. And it was so fun to watch. Thank you all so much for your time. My time's up already. Aubrey, your couch looks so...
Thank you very much. It's such a good couch. It is such a good couch.
Thanks, y'all. So this movie's not even out yet, and there's already been a ton of memes about y'all going around the internet. There's one specifically of like when y'all are making out and leaning against the wall in the beginning of the film, and people are calling you, Kristen, are calling you like a short top. I just want to see y'all's reactions to those memes that are already...
That's cute. It's good. I'm closer to the ground. It's easy.
Do you have any reactions, Mackenzie?
Yeah, I got all blushing.
She got it there.
She's like, what?
I think it's really cool seeing all the movie, the buzz this movie is getting before it's coming out, but especially for LGBTQ fans. I just want to see what y'all hope this movie might do for queer people who have never seen this kind of thing on screen before.
We can like have fun watching a movie that isn't necessarily just purely like cathartic and maybe sexy, but also very scary and anxiety ridden. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a Christmas movie, and it's like very traditionally a rom-com, and like I've never seen that. I've seen like smaller like indies that I've had a lot of fun watching, where it's like there have been fun queer stories told, but it's just not dressed up like this. It's not big, it's not commercial, there's not as much money in it, and it's more fringy, and it feels really cool to like, I don't know, make a movie that is so inviting. It is not alienating in any sense. It's not raw. It's not like hard to watch. It's not so different to anything you've seen before. It's actually just that the dynamic is between two women, and those jokes are different, and they're fresh and they're new. And it's like the only reason to make a rom-com for me personally right now would be that.
Yeah. Did you have anything to add, Mackenzie? I see you nodding.
Just agreeing with everything she's saying. I mean, I'm just, you know, we can scream it from the rooftops. We're so excited to be part of this movie. And I think, yeah, without it becoming sort of trite, because we say it every time, like just normalizing a happy queer love story and normalizing representation on this level, backed by a studio, and it is just a really lovely Christmas romantic comedy that happens to have two women at the center, and I think that's the best thing about it. It's extremely normal.
Yeah. And online people are really celebrating this cast and this crew and Clea and everything about this movie. There is one tweet that I saw going on from Aubrey Plaza that she tweeted about. In 2013, she declared her love for Kristen Stewart, and now it's going around with the screenshot of y'all together in the bar scene. Do you think she like manifested this, cast a spell for this to happen, Kristen?
Can you please read me that tweet?
Yeah.
No, I don't even remember that. That's so, I mean, like, me and Aubrey met one time, like, years ago. And then when Clea was like, oh, hey, maybe Aubrey for this thing, I was like, oh my God, that's so, immediately, I was just like, that is so funny and so perfect. And also I was like, she kind of, I don't know, even like this, every cast member kind of needed to feel substantial to me. Even though it's a fucking comedy, it doesn't really matter, whatever. It's like this person, whatever. It's like, I just really wanted to like everyone. And I always really liked her too. So, you know, feelings mutual, but I didn't know about that. And I wish I did. Fuck, I would have loved to have known that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's just going around. I love the movie so much, so funny, so heartfelt. When I came to visit the set in February, which feels like a lifetime ago, Mary, you mentioned your role in Philadelphia and kind of how that film's depiction of a gay man and his family changed hearts and minds, which I kind of thought was really moving. And reflecting on that, and then the 30 years in between then and now, I kind of wondered if you had any hopes about what this film might do for people.
Well, I'm thinking that it might have a similar effect for people because, and I'm sad in a way when you mention how long it's been that we even have to struggle at all with this. But I do think that there's something about a comedy that it does kind of get into your heart in a way that's maybe even more powerful than a drama in some ways. And I do think this is a film about a lot of things. And certainly there's the queer storyline, but there's so much about family and about how we all, when we go home after being away, we all turn 15 again and regret. And so I just think people are going to have fun with it.
Yeah, they definitely are. I watched it last night and whew, a roller coaster. So I had a question for Alison. What do you think families and allies of LGBTQ people can learn from a movie like this, from this film specifically, I guess?
Well, you know, obviously we're watching a character's struggle with the decision to come out and when that might be the right time for her, and her significant others struggle with that as well and having to go back in the closet. And so, you know, I think it's an important story for people to just know that there's going to be a time that's right for that person, and everybody has their own right time. You can't force someone to do it before they're ready. It's not a reflection of you. And, you know, and hopefully for family members and people to understand what that struggle is like, and hopefully be a little more supportive and open-minded. I think for all people, even if they don't have any LGBTQ members of their own family, can hopefully watch this movie and just understand a little bit more about what that might be like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I kind of, just a general question for both of y'all. I don't know if y'all seen how much attention this film is getting online from LGBTQ people, but also just a lot of people who are just really excited about this cast, the movie, the concept. I just wondered if y'all had any like general reactions to that. Mary, I saw you liked our tweet yesterday. Maybe that was your team, but
that's me. I felt it from the second I think we put out a pride picture pretty early on, and instantly got so much kind of love back, and people excited to see it, and people all over the world, by the way. We've been hearing people all over the world. So that makes me really happy. And I mean, when I saw the film, I thought, I hope it lives up to what I experienced on that film, which was so big. And I know we spoke about it in Pittsburgh, but it did, and then some. You know, I feel like it captured this hilarious, funny, often painful, but ultimately totally heartwarming story. And I'm so proud of Clea DuVall for making it.
Yeah. I'm also so sorry, the phone rang and it was awkward, but I'm also incredibly proud to be a part of this movie. And I just think it's such a joyful movie. It's a celebration of queer identity. It's a celebration of the holidays and family. And to me, it's an instant classic. I clearly am a little biased being in the film, but I can see it as the type of movie that one would watch every holiday season. So I hope it becomes that for some people.
I found myself getting teary-eyed at a lot of moments I didn't expect to. And I think it's interesting because I think a lot of these stories look like mine and my friends as like LGBTQ people. And so I wondered, what does it mean to you, just kind of imagining how queer people are going to react when watching this movie, and what that might mean to you personally. Clea, if you want to go first.
I mean, it's huge. You know, I think, representation and feeling seen is so important. And I think especially as queer people, where we've, spending so much time in our lives trying not to be seen, and then coming out and being able to be visible, I think is so important. And being able to tell a story and have people, no matter where on the journey they are, see a story where people are coming out and being seen and like embracing their authentic selves, I think is so important.
Mm-hmm. And Mary, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, and I mean, I think it is, we've talked a little bit about this idea of, having an LGBTQ plus story be told in a way that's joyful and celebratory, where there's a happy ending, and it's something that
that, you know, there are stories out there, but there aren't many that have this kind of bright, shiny, happy quality to them. So that was an exciting thing to have be a part of the story.
Yeah, and I think it can be very powerful, very like healing almost, just to see this
Mm-hmm.
really positive, overcoming obstacles kind of story.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to love. But yeah, so I want to talk about Mackenzie's character because I thought she was beautifully written, because I was so angry with her, but I was rooting for her at the same time. I guess I wanted to ask, what was my question here? Just like how the nuances, like y'all put those together to make her character so like captivating and so enraging at the same time.
I mean, her character was the most difficult character to write. It was the most difficult character to edit because he is a character who is doing something that you want to be like, what are you doing? Stop doing that. Like you do get mad at her, but then still wanting to, you know, wanting the audience to also be able to empathize with her, because it is an experience where I do think people need to be gentle with themselves, and we need to be gentle with people, because it is, you don't know what's going on inside of someone else and the struggles they're having. And so really, you know, humanizing that character, having empathy for her, you know, and like allowing her to succeed, you know, was really important. And then also casting an actor like Mackenzie, who is so incredible, you know, it was really, really important. And casting that role, I was just like, God, who are we going to get that is going to play this role where the audience doesn't just want them to like break up in, you know, minute 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
She has such a like warm, bright presence, and she's such a talented actor. And I really just thought that she would be able to like capture all the nuance of Harper and bring her to life in a very human way. And I think she just does an extraordinary job. It's the hardest
She
part.
really does.
And she is just like a knockout.
Yep.